It's the holidays and it's time to make some candy. I'm going to show you one of our favorites, which is old-fashioned potato candy. Now, this is tried and true. You can find this in my cookbook, Easy Delectable Desserts Recipes, or you can just follow along. It's really easy to put together. We're going to start off with potato. Now, I'm using russet potatoes. The recipe calls for 1 medium russet potato. Now, I'm using these 2 because they're a little less than a medium and a little bigger than a small. I've already kind of washed them off to kind of get the dirt off of them. So we're just going to take a peeler. We're going to peel all of the skin off of the potatoes. And just run your carrot peeler, vegetable peeler, from you to the back end of the potato. You want to make sure you get all the little divots out of the potato also. I'm going to rinse the potatoes off and then we're going to start chopping them up. You want to cut them pretty small. We want them to cook pretty fast. So I'm just going to cut them lengthwise and then cut them again in lengthwise. And then we'll just chop those. We're going to add them to just a medium saucepan that's got cold water in it. Always start your potatoes in cold water. And I've got my water filled up about 1/3 of the way up the pot. And we'll do this one here. They're kind of wedges. Over high heat, we're going to bring this to a boil. Then we're going to lower the heat down to a low, let it simmer for about 8 to 10 minutes until you can place a fork into the potato and it just breaks apart nice and easy. All right, I'm going to be back. All right, we're going to take our fork. They're breaking apart pretty easy. So we're going to turn off the burner. We're going to drain our potatoes. I'm going to move my potatoes around in the pot just for about 30 seconds to kind of dry them off using that residual heat from the pan, because we don't want our potatoes wet. So just kind of dry them off a little bit. Oh yeah, that looks good right there, nice and dry. Okay, we're going to be using a stand mixer. You can use an electric hand mixer if you want to, or you can just use a wooden spoon or a spatula to blend everything all together. Now, I'm using a whisk attachment, so we're going to add our dried cooked potatoes. All right, we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract to give it a nice sweetness and some good flavor. 2 tablespoons of softened butter. Now mine melted. And then a pinch of salt. And a pinch is kind of less than 1/8 of a teaspoon. We're just going to bring out the sweetness of our candy today. We're going to cream this until it is nice and smooth and there are no lumps and everything is incorporated. All right, I went to my electric hand mixer. My stand mixer was doing something funky. I may need a new one for Christmas. Y'all vouch for me on that.
We got her covered.
All right, hang on to your electric hand mixer. I'm going to take a spatula. I'm going to go in. You want it creamy like mashed potato. And you can do this with a spatula. If you don't have an electric hand mixer or a stand mixer, just go in with a spatula and just keep blending it together till it's nice and smooth. We're going to bulk that up. We've got lots of powdered sugar, 2 pounds worth. Now I'm putting my apron on because this powdered sugar, you know, is not a friend in the kitchen, is it? It can make a big mess. All right, we're going to have some fun now. Let's make this into candy. About 1/4 of the bag of powdered sugar. And then we're going to mix that in with our electric hand mixer. That looks good right there. We'll start with that. We'll blend it in and then keep going until we get that 2-pound bag of powdered sugar incorporated. Start on a low setting. That looks good. Now we want to get to the consistency of Play-Doh. That's why you want to add so much powdered sugar. But it's candy, right? And it needs to be sweet. You can see it dripping off. We're not there yet. I can definitely tell it's getting thicker. All right, you can turn up your speed of your electric hand mixer. We're going to stop it now. There we go. I'm going to use my spatula. Oh yeah, look how thick that is. That is what we're looking for. All right, I'm going to put the rest of it in, and then I'm just going to use my spatula to blend it in. Take just a few minutes for this part here. You want it very thick. We're going to take a piece of parchment. I've got some extra powdered sugar here from another bag that I had. I'm just going to place it into a little sieve. We're going to cover the whole thing with the powdered sugar. There we go. Hang on to it. All right, we're going to take half of that dough that we just made. We're going to place it onto the middle of that parchment right there. I'm keeping y'all close so y'all can see what's going on. I'm going to cover the dough with some powdered sugar. We're going to place another piece of parchment on top of the dough, and then we're going to kind of flatten it out. Want it about 1/4 of an inch, and then try to get it into a rectangular shape. All right, we're going to bring out our rolling pin. That way we can flatten it nice and even. We definitely want that rectangular shape. You want it thin, but not too thin. So about 1/4 of an inch is good. We're going to be rolling this, so we want to make sure we have enough to make that shape. All right, we're just going to peel off the top layer of the parchment. Just be careful. Take your hand and just kind of pull it. Just like that. A little bit more powdered sugar as we work with this here. Because what I'm going to do is start forming it into that rectangular shape. Keeping it all the same size. We're going to take about 6 ounces of some creamy peanut butter, and we're just going to dollop it around. And then we're going to spread this evenly. Now, if you don't want to use peanut butter, you can use cashew butter or almond butter.
I bet Nutella would be good too.
Nutella. All right, let me show you what we're going to do with it now. Take your parchment. We're going to roll this very tightly into spiral shape. So we're going to take it, bring it over, and then just kind of make sure it all comes off. Pull it back, bring it again, and we're just going to roll it. And we're going to keep rolling, pulling the paper away from it. Yeah, grab an extra hand. That's okay, just pinch it shut. All right, you got it there? So what we're going to do is we're going to roll it. All right. Now, I'm just going to roll it back. Now, I'm going to put this in the freezer for 10 minutes. That will help us be able to cut these. And while that's happening, we're going to go ahead and make that last batch right here. All right, I've taken off the parchment paper. We're going to cut these about 3/4 of the inch thick. I'm using a bread knife. Look at that. Now, as you're cutting through each one, wipe it with a paper towel to get the peanut butter off so you don't streak it through as you're cutting the next one. And as I say that, I didn't do it. My husband remembers these from when he was young. He remembers the flavor of them. Bring on the holidays with a piece of candy. Old-fashioned potato candy. That's delicious. That creamy white potato powdered sugar mixture. Oh, yum. Give me a thumbs up on this one. Make sure you comment down below. Y'all be ready. I got a lot of things coming this holiday season. So I'll see y'all on the next episode.